All right, Ant.
Oh!
It's Opie Light. I don't know, bro.
Oh, God. Brah.
I don't know.
Brother man.
Brother man, brother man.
Brother man, brother man.
He's doing well.
What do
They're
you
not
think?
related, but they do be brothers.
Oh, God.
You just give me the douche chill.
Yeah.
More like
That's my
Eskimo
favorite.
brothers, right?
My favorite Opieism. They do be brothers.
Brah. Yeah.
Radio history made today as Anthony Cumia, the great, the one and only, comes back home. The prodigal son returns to WAAF. His book, Permanently Suspended. You can pre-order it now wherever fine books are sold. Great Christmas gift.
It does make a great stocking stuffer. Call now.
Nick Stevens, of course, Stiz Grammy pressing all the buttons. Our own favorite comedian, Will Noonan, is with us.
Hey.
And we are just having a blast. There's nothing else to say. And the text line's loving it. The phones are loving it. But I should have opened up the phones more, but we're just hogging you because we just...
It's great.
want
It's very
more.
conversational, nice and fun. Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Right?
I love it.
How radio...
love it.
How radio could be.
love it.
All right,
love it.
that being said, let's go to another song.
You guys like Zeppelin?
What's in the news? Hey, there's this unusual story. Here's my take. Well, it's odd because mine's opposite of that.
Anthony, I don't know if you heard, but a woman in Florida
Florida man.
attacked by a gator. And she fought it off with a golf club.
And apparently they cut the gator open and found some of those ballads. Am I right, people? Am I right? Oh!
Couple pregnant shads and preggers.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
So, Ann, how is life now?
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I got to be honest. Like I was doing traditional terrestrial radio, and then I went to satellite radio, but it was still pretty much the same format. You do 4 hours a day,
Right.
5 days a week. I decided with no research whatsoever as to what day part I should do or how long the show should be. I just figured I'm going to do a show from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. 4 days a week. And it's like, well, how'd you decide that? I'm like, I can be up by 4, and by 6, I'm ready to go out and party. And then I don't have to be up until 4 p.m. the next day. And I want the permanent 3-day weekend.
Oh, you built in a 3-day weekend,
I
right?
built in
4-day
what
weekend.
Have
3 days a
I've
weekend.
been advocating.
Since day
I have
one.
been advocating since day one.
Seriously,
yes.
The American workforce should
Yeah.
switch to the 4-day work week because
We need
and
your-
studies say it would be more productive. I would happily work 10, 12 hours, 4 days, knowing I have 3 days off to do nothing, get hungover, hang out with my
12's
kids,
a
all
little-
three.
12's a
It's
little-
All right,
great.
let's not
10.
So I get done. I take the beautiful Long Island Railroad out to Long Island, and then I sit and play Battlefield 5 or Call of Duty Black Ops 4 or Red Dead Redemption 2, which is out now.
I want that
so
so
I
bad.
am just when you if anyone thinks I've matured, I've gotten older, but matured. No, I play video games, I drink cheap beer, and date even cheaper girls.
Well, I was going to
When
ask
does this
that.
get unfun?
I know. Can we just build the statue of you
Right.
now
Yeah.
and put it outside? I was going to follow up on that. You chronicle in your book, you've had, to put it delicately, a tough time with the ladies.
Well, I'm not good in relationships.
Anyone now in your life?
Yes.
Awesome.
I have a girl now. We've been together a couple of
Kellyanne
years.
Conway.
Kellyanne Conway. You've seen my tweets about a certain dumpster fire and a certain show going on
She was
inside
talking
of
about
it.
you.
Yeah, no, and she's cool. She sits there and plays video games right in front of me while I'm playing video games on a computer at the living room table. So we play a lot of video games. It's
Fantastic.
awesome.
Yeah.
And it's that to me is great. Then we'll go out to dinner and then come home and play more video games.
You also have a bunch of nice cars too, right? I forgot that.
I like cars. I've gotten a lot of tickets with cars. I think when I was up here, I was getting tickets too. So it's something that has never stopped. I got 2 100+ mile-an-hour tickets,
yeah.
which
Well,
they could
wait.
arrest you for.
Nice.
What about Keith the cop? Hook him up, man.
Keith
Yeah.
Keith the retired cop? No, he does a good job as best he can. But nowadays in New York,
Yeah.
once you get that ticket, once they write it, there's
Done.
no. It's not like the old days. Hey, O'Reilly, can you crunch that? I've got it right here. And they just crunch up the ticket and it's gone. Now it goes right into the computer, so you actually have to go to court and get everything taken care of. So it's I've taken my foot off the pedal a little bit. Winter's different too. I don't take the car on the
How
road.
about like you're getting around your level of fame? Do people still?
I still get it.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's not when we were here
Yeah.
in Boston. It was amazing, like crazy. And then NEW in New York, but of course, you know, it's leveled out and
Sure.
gotten to the point where I'm not annoyed all the time. There was one time though I was at where the hell was it? What's that place? A Tavern on the Green in Central Park. Tavern on the Green. It was around Christmas time, and I'm sitting at a table with a bunch
with
of
a bunch
friends.
of homeless people.
A bunch of homeless people. Yeah. And a girl comes up and she goes, "Oh, could I take a picture? Or could you take a picture?" And I'm like, "Yeah, okay." So I get up and I'm like looking at my friends and everything. Her and her boyfriend get in front of the Christmas tree and they hand me a camera. Like out of nowhere.
Oh no!
So I take the picture and I turn around. They're all laughing their ass because I got up like, "Excuse me, I gotta be cool to the fans and take a picture."
Happens all the time.
Yeah, take a picture. I'm like, okay, I'm done.
That's a good
Great.
dose of humility.
Yeah, humility. Exactly.
How much more fun though is it to be able to work within the new evolving business model of you're your own boss now?
It's so good.
You set your rules, and people used to come to you because you would push the boundaries. It felt
Yeah.
like there were always rules or limits to be broken. And so now it's more like, all right, well, instead of listening to me have to do what someone else says, if you're a fan, come follow me over to Compound Media.
Yeah.
I'm doing my own thing over here. And it's cool. If you don't want to be a part of it, that's cool. But
Yeah,
we're having this
yeah.
party here, and you're welcome if you pay.
It's so it's a brand new experience, and I've been doing it for years.
Right.
Now we've been up and running for over 4 years now over there. But it's you realize the only restraint you have is the same as in life. You probably shouldn't kill people. You know that. So you don't do it. So on the air, there's certain things, like I said, nothing's untouchable in context, but you know, it's not just for the sake of being outrageous, you're outrageous, but you get the opportunity to speak so openly and honestly that it's refreshing. And I really do that. And the people seem to appreciate it. Sometimes we get complaints, which is the weirdest thing. It's a subscriber-based thing. It's like, you don't have to subscribe.
Do you ever just call yourself into your own office for old time's sake?
Yeah.
You've gone too far, Cumia.
Well,
To yourself.
we have some a pretty goofy cast of characters as periphery. We always have like the wheelchair Fred guy, and we have this guy Bobo, who's a little on the spectrum, I guess. So we've dubbed him the HR department and in charge of all complaints. So if someone complains about what's done, they actually DM him on Twitter, and some people
my
think
God.
they're really going to get me in trouble. When I was tweeting before I was permanently suspended from Twitter, I would tweet and get people just bashing me. You are a horrible person. I can't believe you're on the air. You should be fired. And I'm like, I post apologies. I'm like, please, I need this job so bad. And then the fans get involved, and they'll start going, here's who you call. Call Bobo. He's in charge of HR. And I'm like, no, I need this job. I've been in so much trouble before. And it gets into this big Twitter like play that all the
so
listeners are
brilliant.
involved in and everything. It's a lot of fun.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, do you have to suffer in language like we do in the after? Like, do you have to do the weather? Do you have to do sponsored weather reads?
I don't have to. I choose to. I want to inform the people as
weather.
to the weather out there. No, it's we touch on interesting things in the news that happens. A lot of just lifestyle stuff, and then my partner Dave Landau, he took over for Artie. Dave Landau's a comic from Detroit, a funny guy. He's great to hang out and just talk with. And we'll sit and talk about growing up in Detroit and New York and girlfriends, wives, whatever. And it's so much real human experiences to make really funny. So we don't necessarily have to hit on everything Trump is doing,
Right.
like the news.
Yeah.
People get a little fatigued, I think, at this point with everything.
That started a year ago.
Not true.
Yeah.
Not,
I am
really.
absolutely fascinating every day.
I will give you that
I
because
know.
the news covers you constantly.
I know all the news stories. I'm the best.
You are all the news stories.
Trust me. Believe me.
Trust.
Yeah,
Should
I've
we
been
trust
on,
you?
uh,
What a stupid question.
What a stupid
Oh,
question.
is that the greatest?
Oh my God.
What a stupid question. It's the president.
The leader of the free world just
Yeah.
dressing people down on national television.
One of our claims to fame with the president, we used to have him on the O&A show. He'd call in and
Right.
discuss things that he was doing with The Apprentice and his battle with Rosie O'Donnell at the time. And
That pig.
so we called him and set up an interview. But we didn't say that's what we did. We wanted it to sound like Trump was just calling in.
Right.
So Opie actually said, "Hey, Donald, thanks for calling in." And he goes, "I didn't call. You guys called me. You called me." And then there was something in the Post or the Daily News about it, and Trump got on another show, and he's like, "Oh, Opie and Anthony, those two slobs. They're slobs."
Oh, my
Slobs.
God.
And I'm like, that is the most awesome thing
Yeah.
now. The
Yeah.
president of the United States once called me a slob.
What
a
And
badge
I
of
couldn't be
honor.
happier.
My favorite thing he does now is when he tries to be like emotional and like, tender Trump, I call it. And he's like,
Tender Trump.
our soldiers have sacrificed so much. And that's when he always messes up and
Tender
says,
Trump.
do we have that? Do we listen to this?
United States.
Wow.
Seamless cooperation between our militaries is really just vital.
I know her. Military. Back in the 40s.
Half Vicodin and half loose dentures.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
United States.
I understand things. I comprehend very well.
I am so sensitive.
The sensitive.
I love it.
Matty, do sensitive Trump. Go.
No,
Go.
Rocco, we had a plan.
Go. Little Rocco
Come
loves
on.
that
Come on,
character.
talk about it. He's got, come on, biggest brain Trump. Do it. Come on.
Do it.
Wait to hear Matty do it, Trump. Go ahead, Matty. We're going to go to the bathroom for 20 minutes. This has been Chad and Toby, NPR, Boston. Our guest this show, Anthony Cumia, former Shock Jock. Anthony, do you think that you ever crossed the line?
Well, at times I had some regrets, but no, I don't think I did cross the line. By the way, I'm an author now, so
Oh, that's right.
please.
That's right.
By the way, today's program brought to you by Genderall. Just one simple pill, and whatever gender you used to associate with will be gone in no time at all. Genderall.
The Boston Public Library will be having a poetry slam tonight at 7.
This program runs on donations from idiots like you.
I want you to go do an NPR interview.
Oh
Come
my
back.
God.
I just think that would be
I would
great.
fall asleep. Yeah, you hear those? The whole sound is different. It's like that
Oh,
really
Mike-
bassy
Their mics
low,
are
puts you right
very,
to sleep.
a lot of lip clacking.
Yes, yes.
You know?
You can always tell the relative level of hydration.
Yeah, everyone sounds parched.
Yeah, exactly.
Jim and Marjorie should have him on. I remember Mike Judge tells a great story about he was like an intern for a bluesman, like a legendary bluesman. and
bluesman.
They took him to an NPR interview, and the interviewer's like, "Muddy Joe, do you feel like you learned from different cultures as a black man and learning from different cultures?" And he's like, "Yeah, y'all got some food up in here. I'm hungry." He's like, "Coming down from a heroin high, you know."
I've always wanted to know, 2 Chains. Did the struggle?
Yeah, yo.
God. Yeah.
Anthony, my God, we can't thank you enough, man.
Thank you guys. I
yeah.
love this. It was an opportunity to come back to the first real radio job I had. WAAF. It's amazing. I appreciate it. And believe me, anytime, man, anytime I'm in Boston, I would love to come back.
And I just want to say on a personal note, like that note you sent me really did make a huge difference. And I think you're actually really underrated as a comedic mind.
Well, thank you, sir.
And every time, like a show like you had, I remember Chris Robinson one time for the Black Crows talk about trying to sing in the Black Crows was like
Finally, we got the Black Rose.
Yeah.
right.
Great story.
There it is.
Shut
Thank God.
Wait,
Thank God. No, you've got 3 minutes left.
God.
Shoehorn in aliens and golf, and it's completely you.
Great story.
Jesus, mercy and
Black
fries.
Crows.
I am making a great point. He said that trying to sing in the back is like is a forest, and you're trying to like get your voice up through the forest of sound.
Yeah.
And when you guys were jamming,
Cool, boring story.
The Japanese suicide forest. Give me a break.
it was your laugh, Anthony, that I always listen for.
Seriously.
This in that jock just threw himself in front of a
F
train.
you.
Are you still
my
doing
God.
the Opie impression? Or?
Oh my God, this is terrible.
Oh my God.
He's being a sincere, nice guy.
The people in the California wildfire are the lucky ones.
Guys, we gotta go to break. I want to drop an F-bomb so bad right now. I want to drop it with all my might.
Friends. That's the F-bomb.
Oh, I love it. Yes.
The thing is,
Pals.
all those years that I was searching for my own happiness, I was actually.
I saw one set of footprints, Aunt, and that wasn't just me. You were carrying me.
The whole time.
I saw real deep footprints with half a foot, and it was Rocco.
It's true. Even though you're not here, I'll never walk alone.
Oh my God, this is so
Wow.
bad.
Yeah.
You guys are so mean to Matty here. Is trying to be a little sincere and have a moment. It happened.
All right, now the show is real.
Wow. I
Wow.
can't believe I did that.
I can't believe you came back.
Because
and
I was
dropped
being real.
I'm real, man.
I was being real, man.
real up in here.
Oh my God. Well, no, I do remember you were a kid. You were a very young guy and working with Rocco, and I'm just really like, I'm happy for you because a lot of those guys just end up, at a car dealership or dead. So, job well done, and I appreciate you having me on. This is great.
We love you, man. You know what I did? I just turned into Tender Trump.
Yeah, you did.
You did.
Yeah, you did.
You went off script. You went off script.
All right. The great Anthony Cumia. Get his book, Permanently Suspended. If you're an AF fan, you can use the coupon code. What was it? Sorry, Keith. What was it? Compound 20. You get 20% off. You're the best, man. Thank you.
Thank you, my friend. Awesome. Thank you
Great
so
job.
much.
That was great.
Everybody.
Great
very
having you,
cool here.
Anthony.
Hit it,
Thanks, man.
Stiz.